Hey everyone, COE33 here with another game room tour for you, and today we're in the upstairs game room and we're going to share one of our favorite collections, which is the SEGA Genesis collection. Now Leaf and I grew up with the SEGA Genesis, playing games like Zombies Ate My Neighbors, Toe Jam and Earl, Earthworm Jim, Sonic the Hedgehog, all those classics. So we definitely have fond memories growing up playing those games. And we even play the Genesis now all the time, and it's definitely one of our most played systems in the collection, and we get a lot of use out of it. And we love adding games to our Sega Genesis collection, and it's been over a year since we've shared it with you, and it's grown quite a bit. In fact, our Sega Genesis shelf is full, so we'll have to think about how to add more space here in the near future because there's still more games that we want to collect. So why don't we go over here to the wall of video games and take a look at the collection. Starting on the top, we have a 3-button Sega Genesis controller, a custom little Sega sign that we made with a DVD case and just a little printed insert, and then a little tail statue there, which is pretty cool. Moving down to the first shelf, we have Crusader of Senti, which is one of the more collectible games on the Genesis, and we're both really proud to have that in the collection. It's kind of like a Zelda clone, and it's an Atlas RPG. A lot of fun. I played through it when we picked it up, and I quite enjoyed it. Next to that is Sonic the Hedgehog and Sonic the Hedgehog 3, classic. Earthworm Jim and Earthworm Jim 2, some of our favorite platformers on the system. Forgotten Worlds, Splatterhouse 2, which we just picked up at PRGE. And then Thunder Force 2 and Thunder Force 3, which are some of our favorite shmups on the system. Moving down one shelf, we have some of our loose carts, including Shakan the Forever Man. We have Sonic the Hedgehog 2 and another variant of Sonic the Hedgehog 2. One is the not for resale version and one is the regular. We've got Shadow Blasters. We got X-Men 2, Decap Attack, awesome. Kid Chameleon, one of my favorites. Vector Man. Last Battle. Cliffhanger, love that movie. Pac-Man 2. Street Fighter 2. Aladdin, I love those Disney Genesis games. Wolfchild, Lion King, which is doesn't want to focus there. There we go. We have Mickey Mania and Brutal Paws of Fury. Moving to the next shelf, Monopoly, Wheel of Fortune, Menacer, Toy Story, Caesar's Palace. Leaf loves her gambling game, so we have a whole bunch of casino games in the collection. Taz, and this is the second one. This is in Escape from Mars. Super Volleyball. I don't think I've played that, actually. Batman Returns. We have Super Hang-On. Love playing that in the arcade back in the day. Predator 2, some of my favorite movies, Predator movies. Family Feud, Tasmania. Now I had this growing up and remember really enjoying playing that. We have Desert Demolition, Ren and Stimpy, awesome cartoon. Gargoyles, that's a fun platformer. Tiny Toon Buster Hidden Treasure, T2, Stargate, another cool movie. The Ooze, awesome. And then we have a couple homebrews. We got this from John Riggs. We got Streets of Rage 2, The Simpsons, and this is a lot of fun. I really like playing that. And then we got this from the Nintendo Doctor, and it's Fix-It Felix Jr. Very cool. Continuing on, we have Contra Hardcore. Zombies Ate My Neighbors, one of our absolute favorite games of all time. We play this frequently. Great co-op game. Toe Jam and Earl, Panic on Funkatron, and we prefer the first one, but this is still a good game with merits. And then another excellent classic game, Toe Jam and Earl, and I can't wait for the new Toe Jam and Earl that's coming out. Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, love that game, really awesome, and I quite enjoy Michael Jackson's music, especially growing up back in the day, and I remember playing that game as a kid and really loving it. And then we have Subterranea, a really cool shmup, Biohazard Battle. Another awesome shmup, Arrow Flash. And then speaking of awesome shmups, Truxton. Moving down one shelf, we have Haunting starring Poltergeist, which we picked up at Portland Retro Gaming Expo this year, and really happy to have that. And then one of the great games on the system, one of the first games, I believe this was like the original pack-in for the Genesis, Altered Beast, and I really enjoy that game. We have Toki going ape spit, and that's a lot of fun and has one of the great titles on the Genesis. It's hilarious. Arrow the Acrobat, Echo the Dolphin, Fantasia, eSWAT, Boogerman, and James Pond 3. We have some more loose carts down here and some really good stuff, including Comic Zone, which is a really cool beat 'em up with the comic art style. Rystar, now this is one of Leaf's favorite games, and this is an excellent platformer. Oh boy, here we go, the good stuff. Streets of Rage 2, awesome, what a great game. That's probably my favorite beat 'em up. And Streets of Rage, the original, another great game. Speaking of good beat 'em ups, we got Golden Axe 2. And we just played this on the channel. We did a TGH Plays episode if you want to check that out. And then the original Golden Axe, classic. Revenge of Shinobi, amazing game. Shinobi 3, awesome. And then Shadow Dancer, The Secret of Shinobi. And then behind that we have some more games. We have Might and Magic, Desert Strike, James Pond, Bubsy, and the Aquatic Adventures featuring James Pond, I believe that's called. And I remember playing those James Pond games back in the day, renting them from the local rental store, and enjoying them as a kid. Now, I actually haven't played them in a while, so that'd be a fun one to play on the channel possibly, because it's been so long. It might be fun to rediscover the James Pond games. Moving down to the bottom shelf, we have Alien 3, Quackshot, that's actually a lot of fun, starring Donald Duck. Hard Driving. Now this is a cool game in the arcade, with a dedicated arcade cabinet, and it's got a cockpit, and you sit in there and you do like a loop-de-loop, and it's really fun. Dragon's Revenge, which is an awesome pinball game. X-Men, Eternal Champions, Double Dragon 5, Mortal Kombat Classic, and then we got some of John Hancock's homebrews. We got two of them. We got Code Eliminator, which he signed for us, which is really nice of him. And that's number 33 out of 40, which I thought was appropriate. And then we got Game Panic 2. So really cool to have those in the collection, some of our favorite items. And then we have some more games over in the Entertainment Center. Moving into the Entertainment Center, we have some of our Overflow Genesis games because we ran out of room on that shelf. We've got Beavis and Butthead, Jurassic Park, Tailspin, World of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck, Green Dog the Beach Surfer Dude, Animaniacs, Marble Madness, Cool Spot, and one of Leaf's favorites, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. And we have some other games in here as well. We've got our Overflow Dreamcast and our Overflow Sega CD. Well, actually not our Overflow, that's our Sega CD collection. We don't have very many games for it. And our Sega Saturn collection. And eventually we'll find a solution for all these, but this is a good temporary spot for them. And then we also have some boxed consoles and accessories for the Genesis up here. We've got our box SEGA Genesis core system, our 6-button arcade stick, and our 32X in the box there. So that's really nice to have, and eventually we'll find a box SEGA CD to put up there, which would be awesome. So that is our SEGA Genesis collection, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, bye.